Cammy White, the second female fighter of the Street Fighter franchise, and the deadliest assassin that was once known as Killer B. This is a character that has had an interesting background. Well, more like interesting background since there are multiple versions of her backstory, and today we'll be taking a look at 10 awesome facts about her and that you probably didn't know about. So without delays, let us begin. Number 10, Cammy's original identity. When it comes to Cammy's identity, or the Street Fighter story in general, many events or character arcs have been retold in various games and other media such as movies, TV shows, well, you name it. And for Cammy, when she first appeared in Super Street Fighter 2 The New Challengers, her ending showed that she was romantically involved with Bison. This later gets changed and altered over time, even over the next re-releases of Street Fighter 2, so one can only guess whether this was just a one-time thing or if they actually decided to commit to it. So far they haven't. Number 9, Cammy vs. Bison cover. The 10th volume of Street Fighter 4, the manhwa version, they put Cammy in the front cover facing off against them Bison. But throughout the entire issue, she does not appear once. They clickbaited. But what's even more surprising is that there were 15 volumes for that Street Fighter 4 comic, and Cammy does not even appear in any of them. Number 8, Cammy's original face design in Street Fighter V. When Street Fighter V was being revealed, Cammy's face had specific European features, but they changed it last minute so that she looks very symmetrical? I don't know why they would change it though. She looks way better with those European features. They really should have kept that original design. Street Fighter is known for including all kinds of female fighters of different shapes and sizes, right? So if Cammy is European, then give those European features to her. I think it was perfect. Number 7, her own game and Cammy. Oh. For the Sega Dreamcast, there is a game called Cannon Spike that released in the year 2000, and this game is named after one of Cammy's special moves. Here you get to play as Cammy or even Charlie Nash. But the gameplay is multi-directional arcade shooter, which isn't exactly something you'd expect for a Street Fighter spin-off where Cammy is one of the main characters. I feel like this would have been a great opportunity to give her like an adventure game where you either play as her when she was known as Killer B, and halfway through the game she slowly regains her mind since she was mind controlled by Bison all along. Whether it's 3D or a side-scrolling beat-em-up, I would have preferred anything over this. You could actually unlock that particular costume from Cannon Spike in the Street Fighter V game, so that's neat. As for her cameo, there's a Final Fight game that released for the PS2 in 2006 which includes her as a guest fighter, or sub-boss. The game is called Final Fight Streetwise, and she is one of the underground pit fighters that challenges Kyle Travers. Number 6, Cammy and Chun-Li's father. In the 2003 comic series simply titled Street Fighter, the 5th issue shows us what happened to Dorai, Chun-Li's father. Nash saw what happened, and Dorai was captured and forced to fight off against a dozen special trained doll agents. He fought as long as he could against them, but their leader, Killer B, was the one who laid the final blow, killing him. The surprising thing is that Cammy would also target Chun-Li's father in the anime of Street Fighter 2 Victory, where she was hired to eliminate him. Only, to everyone's surprise, Dorai somehow survived. Number 5, Cammy's censorship. The worst thing they could do to Cammy is censor her. Yeah, going back to Cammy's original appearance in SF5, there are moments like in her winning pose where the camera now zooms in on her legs, whereas it used to get a full shot of Cammy doing her flips. And I guess Cammy was a little too excited to come back to Street Fighter V, but she must have lost that excitement after they downgraded her face. Yeah, I guess they could have taken their censorship too far, like with Cammy in Fortnite. When Street Fighter 2 The New Challengers on Super Nintendo was about to release, there's evidence that shows Cammy wearing dark short leggings. This image is from a Mexican gaming magazine called Club Nintendo. I wonder if this censored outfit is like still in the game's files though. I mean, sure, it may be a censored version of her OG outfit, but it's like a new costume now. And you don't really see alternate costumes for 2D sprites, so this might have actually been a good thing. If anything, it would have made the Super Nintendo version of Super Street Fighter 2 somewhat unique, right? Number 4, Jill outfit. I like how in Street Fighter V they gave Cammy a costume color option that looks a lot like the main colors that Jill Valentine would sport. It's gotta be like a reference to it, right? They even brought that same color combination for her classic outfit in Street Fighter VI. But if that wasn't good enough of an alternative option to make Cammy look like Jill, Capcom released a new DLC that included Resident Evil crossover costumes for 3 characters, and one of those costumes was Jill's Stars outfit for Cammy White. Number 3, Cammy in Street Fighter II Victory. Remember how I said that Cammy's origins keep changing? Well, in the anime known as Street Fighter II Victory, Cammy is not a brainwashed clone of Bison. She was not Killer B. Well, she is an assassin, but works alone. She does know about Shadowloo and wants nothing to do with them. Oh, and she's a Christian. I actually prefer this version of Cammy because who wants to believe that she's a clone of Bison of all people? But you can also say that this isn't original if we compare her with Nina Williams from Tekken. It's hard to choose which background she should have when blonde assassins and brainwashed clones are both fighting game tropes. Number 2, Cammy in Street Fighter III. It's a damn shame that Cammy did not appear as a playable character in any of the Street Fighter III editions, but the main reason why she wasn't included was because Street Fighter III was originally meant to be its own IP game, but somewhere around its development, they changed directions and decided to give it the Street Fighter III title and include Ryu, Ken, and Akuma. Pretty much last minute, seeing as they're the only 3 returning characters. Chun-Li was eventually added for Third Strike, but even by the 3rd edition, they still did not include Cammy. However, they did include her in Makoto's Third Strike ending, where we see that Cammy was defeated by her. Damn, that's like further injury for one of my favorite characters. Number 1, her cancelled costumes. In Street Fighter Cross Tekken, Cammy's swap costume was a version of King's wrestling costume. I like it, it's very unique, especially how her pigtails match her costume tail. The addition of a hoodie with cat ears, the patterns, the way certain parts of the costume include jaguar fur, it's creative. Makes sense why they went with it. But I'm sure they had a hard time choosing it when these unused concepts weren't chosen. And it would have made more sense if they went with either of these instead of the first one. This one is based on Dragunov's costume, the Russian Spetsnaz himself, who was not included in the game. The second unused costume would be based on Raven, the intelligence agent. Funny how both Dragunov and Raven have facial scars, just like Cammy. So the similarities are there, and that costume, man, makes Cammy look like a female Blade, doesn't it? Too bad they could only include one swap costume per character, but if they had to go with one, I think they chose wisely, even though Dragunov and Raven's swap costume would have been perfect for Cammy. That's it for the video. There are new videos every Monday and Friday and live streams on Wednesdays and Sundays. Join the Patreon or channel membership to help support the channel. There's also plenty of merch if you'd like to show your support another way. Besides that, thank you all for taking the time to watch this video, and if you truly enjoyed it, be sure to leave a like and subscribe if you want to see more content from this jabroni. I cover lore videos, facts, movies, and game reviews, all based on my favorite franchises such as Resident Evil, The King of Fighters, Mortal Kombat, Celebrity Deathmatch, The Mask, Dragon Ball, The Terminator, TMNT, and more. I'd like to give a very special thanks to all my Patreon supporters. This video is for you, and I hope you like seeing your name at the end credits of this video. And if you too would like to see your name at the end of a new vid, be sure to join my Patreon, where you also get to receive exclusive videos and updates such as new art panels for my Resident Evil Outbreak comic that I'm working on. Anyways, I'll see you all in the next video, and remember to have an awesome day.